Now that we've all been grinding Season 2 for a couple of days, it's time to talk about how to get that blue gear that you're going to want to rock for as long as possible. Before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to the channel and you're following me on Twitch because I stream almost every day. And if you want to be included in today's video just like these guys are, make sure you comment down below. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So just like in the other guides, we're going to go to the gear printer and talk about everything that you need for the blue gear. And when I say blue gear, we're going to talk about the large backpack. We're also going to talk about the brand new grenades, which are the standard grenades, the blue edition, and we're going to talk about all the different types of blue armor tiers. So starting off with the large backpack, you're going to need 2 textiles, 1 pale ivy blossom, and 3 altered nickel. Textiles can be found in civilian lockers, as they say. There are some different areas where you can find them. I'll show a route later in the video where you can find every single material needed for everything. Pale ivy blossoms, it says it likes to grow on walls and cliffs and overgrown areas. So some areas of dig site have this. A lot of jungle has a lot of these. And altered nickel, again, nickel is almost everywhere on the map, and you can craft altered nickel just by going down here to materials, going up here to altered nickel, and you need 5 regular nickel to craft altered nickel. So again, every time you're mining nickel, you're mining altered nickel technically. Now for the grenade, this is called the standard grenade, and it's gonna cost you 1 aluminum scrap and 2 magnetic stabilizers. Now we're getting to items that are a little bit more rare and need a little bit more luck to find these things. One thing I love to do is puzzle rooms. Puzzle rooms, especially in places like dig site, always give you some aluminum scrap, and you can also find aluminum scrap just on the floor or in red containers. You can find scrap in science, you can find scrap in base camp, you can find scrap in dig site. There's a lot of different areas, but you're gonna need a little bit more luck to find this thing. Magnetic stabilizers, my number 1 place to go is science campus and also crash drill. These are the 2 main locations I go for magnetic stabilizers, and these grenades are super simple to craft. And now for the armor, let's talk about restoration armor first. Restoration, the blue restoration shields are going to give you 0.2 health restoration per second. So again, you get a 0.1 bump up from the green, which is a little bit better. But to craft the restoration helmet, you're going to need 2 aluminum scrap, which we just talked about. You're going to need 2 glowy bright cap mushrooms, and these are just normal bright cap mushrooms, but you have to find them in the storm. So wherever you find normal bright cap mushrooms, just like the ones in rock pools, you just have to be there during the storm, and these start to pop up everywhere. They're super easy to farm. And you also need rattler skin. Rattler skin is a guaranteed drop from rattlers, so just keep killing rattlers and you'll find this stuff easily. Now for the restoration shield, you need Zero Systems CPU, which it says can be found in cabinets. So in those white cabinets, like where you find polymetallic, prefabricated, and optic glass, and vaccine and waterfall, you can find Zero Systems CPUs in there as well. They're just going to be a little bit more rare. You also need those glowy bright cap mushrooms. Again, these are going to be the same ones we just talked about that are found in the storm. And you also need rattler skin. Again, it's a guaranteed drop from rattlers, so kill them as much as possible. The tactical gear is going to give you an additional 20 maximum stamina. This makes it so you can run just that little bit farther. That might win you that gunfight. So for the tactical helmet, you're going to need the aluminum scrap, which we already talked about. Now this is a new item, the interactive screen. My favorite place to find this interactive screen is in comms tower, just because it can be found fairly easily there. It is a little bit more of a high danger area. This can be found in briefcases and luggage within high danger areas, but it can also be scattered around the floor. So again, if you also want good luck, go jungle camp, go comms tower. Base camp also usually always has a couple. So again, these are the more dangerous areas of the map, but you have to do what you have to do to get these items. And then you need rattler skin as well. So again, kill rattlers along the way. Now for the tactical shield, you need Zero Systems CPU, which you already talked about. You need pale ivy blossoms, which are in abundance in the jungle, especially in the jungle. You can find them sometimes in dig site. You can find them everywhere where you see it's just overgrown completely. I would recommend you go jungle for these because you'll find a lot and they really don't weigh much at all. And once again, you need more rattler skin. So again, kill those rattlers as much as possible. Now for the normal blue gear, which is kind of what I recommend just because of the less materials required. But for the normal blue helmet, all you need is 2 aluminum scrap and 2 rattler skin. This is extremely easy. The supplies are easily met. And then for the shield, all you need is 2 Zero System CPUs. You need 2 cloudy veltasite, which again is very much in abundance in veltasite nodes. You'll find it fairly easily. And you need rattler skin once again. So we'll go over a route really quickly on how we can obtain all these materials in a couple runs. But again, you need to have some luck and hope that they're still there and that no one's looted them. So we're going to pretend that we have those same spawns once again that we used in the green gear guide. So let's pretend we have one spawn over here at rock pools in this corner. Then we'll pretend that we have a spawn all the way, let's say up here at East Caverns. Let's switch it up. So we spawn all the way at East Caverns and we spawn all the way at rock pools. So if we land in rock pools, there's a couple different ways we can go. At rock pools, you're obviously going to find those glowy bright cap mushrooms, which you're gonna need to get those different tiers of armor, but you can only find them in the storm. So this could be your last spot while you're looting all of the other areas. You could come back here during the storm and then take it from there. So again, rock pools is going to be great for during the storm to get those glowy bright cap mushrooms. If you go a little bit closer to Swamp Southwest Collection Point, in this area right here, you're going to find different waterfalls where you can find Veltacite nodes. You can mine these and then hopefully get some cloudy Veltacite out of them. So again, that's also a really good area to go. And you can even do this all at once. So when you're getting these glowy bright cap mushrooms during the storm, you could then go and mine the Veltacite because you do have a better chance of getting better things out of the nodes during the storm. Now we'll make our way up here to Comms Tower, and this is where you're going to find those interactive screens. They're going to be fairly rare, so if you have the server access key, make sure to open that door and just check in there, check everywhere, check the floors, check on areas, on cabinets, check everything there. And now we're going to make our way to Jungle. Jungle is going to be an area where we're going to find a lot of different stuff. Here you can find aluminum scrap. You're definitely going to find pale ivy blossom. You can find nickel nodes all around here, but again, nickel is in great abundance on the map. So literally anywhere you spawn, you can find nickel over here, over here, over here. You can find nickel almost everywhere on the map, even in Jungle. In Jungle, you're going to find that aluminum scrap, those pale ivy blossom. Jungle also has a lot of creatures, so you're going to want to kill rattlers along the way. There's a lot of rattlers over here at rock pools. There's a lot of rattlers on your way to all your different locations. So everywhere you go, just kill rattlers, get the skin along the way. Now, once you're in Jungle, there's areas of crash ship behind the ship, which can have loot on the floor all around it. You can find some Zero System CPUs in there. You can also find Zero System CPUs sporadically in the ship, and you can find it in Jungle Camp. So again, you have to get lucky for the spawn, but you can find Zero System CPUs in there, and you can find that aluminum scrap. After you hit Jungle, you could then go to Dig Site, find some more aluminum scrap. You could find magnetic stabilizers in here as well. I would recommend you do the puzzle, because if you do the puzzle, you open up a room, which has a lot of those red containers, and that's where you're going to find a lot of that aluminum scrap, and you're going to find magnetic field stabilizers. Then if you just make your way one more time to Waterfall, your evac is probably going to be in this vicinity of the map if you did spawn right here by rock pools. So then again at Waterfall Labs, you can find those Zero Systems CPU here as well. Now for the last item we really don't have are textiles, and my favorite location on the map to go for textiles is a really safe location, and this is Lagoon. Lagoon is a spot where it has so many of these items that people honestly usually don't check. I have found an abundance of either textiles, resin guns, those different cartridge batteries, but again, textiles are really, really important. They can be found easily in Lagoon. They can be found also in Vaccine. You can also have the chance of finding them at Waterfall Labs, but these two locations right down here are my favorites for textiles. So depends where you spawn. If you spawn up here by Eastern Caverns, you could take the other route, go the other way. You spawn Eastern Caverns, mine nickel Eastern Caverns, hit Vaccine, hit Lagoon for textiles, hit Science for those magnetic stabilizers, and then you could take the route again. If you are dangerous, you're feeling good, you could always hit Base Camp, and you could hit Crashed Drill Site, because this will give you those more higher tier items like that aluminum scrap, magnetic field stabilizer, stuff like that. Now let's just spawn into a match, see where we spawn, and take a route just like I said, and see how much we can gather. So right here we spawned right under water facility. So what we could do if we wanted is we could just wait for storm and go rock pools, and we could farm some of these glowy bright cap mushrooms. We also have an evac all the way up here at Jungle. So what I think I'm gonna do is, instead of going this way, I'm gonna cut through Base Camp, see if I can find some of those higher tier items like aluminum scrap in there, and I will kill rattlers along the way just like this guy. All your games are gonna play out in different ways, and you just have to manage and see how much you want to risk, how much you don't want to risk. Like right now, I'm just gonna go Base Camp, see if I can take advantage of the fact that I have a Base Camp evac, hopefully find some aluminum scrap since it's one of those rarer items to find. And then maybe if I have enough, or if I get more of other items, I can just evac right away. As you see on my way to Base Camp, we find some Veltacite, so we'll just mine this before we go, see if we can find some cloudy Veltacite here. And as you see right there, we just got some cloudy Veltacite. So again, if you see those nodes, stop, mine it, because right there is just an extra cloudy Veltacite, and it'll just be really good and beneficial just to help you along the way of getting all the items required. When you're going up to Base Camp, if you do go this way, there's also a cave right here, which usually has some nodes that you can mine. It looks like somebody already mined all of them, but there's usually nodes lining this cave, so you can go over here, make sure to check it out, see what you can do. You always have to be careful when you're coming Base Camp because you don't know what you're going to find. But look right here, we just killed someone and we didn't get exactly what we needed. We did get an altered nickel, which is going to help us along the way. But as you see right here, laying around sporadically, there can be different items, and this is where we're going to find some aluminum scrap. I usually find it over here in this corner. Right here, there's some compound sheets, different stuff like that. It's lining the halls. This Marauder's on my ass. But in this little crevice right here is where I usually look for aluminum scrap almost immediately. You can go all the way up here, loot these items. If you have this key, the luggage key, I'd recommend recommend you loot it. And there's also going to be these different luggage crates, like as you see right there, where it's got a Zero System CPU. We got some cables, and again, base camp is always going to be a great spot just to find a ton of different things that you're gonna need along the way. And right here is another area with even more luggage that hopefully you can find some more Zero System CPUs in here. Just like here, I found another one. Hopefully I can find some more. There's another one. And there's really luggage lining almost everything along this route. So again, take advantage of the places that you go. I even found some Cloudy Veltacite in there. I don't even know I could find it in there, but there it is. So take advantage of the evacs that you have. Again, you saw I have base camp evac. I'm gonna go base camp, take advantage of all the materials in here. The next drop, I can do my usual route to farm a lot more of the supplies that I usually need and get from those routes. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of materials everywhere. So if you need any help, go over to my Twitch or comment down below. Ask me questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuce.